Bobby J. Johnson here, and today I'm going to do a review of the 2020 movie adaptation of the 2008 stage musical In the Heights. The movie blew me away, no pun intended. When many musical theater kids heard that there was going to be a movie adaptation of In the Heights, of course, all of us were like, no me diga! It was going to be originally released in 2020, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it had to be postponed. But pacience pay, right? Because it was released this year in June. Ironically, on my birthday, which I turned 18, so that's amazing. Speaking of blew me away, Anthony Ramos, who played in the musical twice as Husnavi and Sony, and as Philip Hamilton and John Lawrence in Hamilton, he knocked this out of the park. The visuals are amazing. The choreography was so authentic. It really feels like you're in the movie and all you want to do is just start dancing. Lin-Manuel Miranda and Christopher Jackson played respectively as Piragua Guy and Softy, who played in Broadway before as Benny and Usnavi, and in Hamilton as Alexander Hamilton and George Washington. Chris really pulled off the comedy in this character, while Lynn did a pretty good job playing him. I'm sure Anthony, Lynn, and Chris both worked very closely on this project. Okay, but Olga Merdes, though, the one who originated the role of Abuela Claudia in Broadway, if I was the director of the Oscars, I would have given her an award for Best Acting in a Musical. Otherwise, the awards would have been rigged. I've just finished watching the musical just hours before watching the actual movie, so that way I could try to tell the difference between the two. The musical did a really good job of mixing elements of Latin, salsa, reggae, pop, hip-hop, R&B, and putting them together to make an almost timeless musical. But then I'm gonna have to get into the critical parts I have with the movie. The movie lost a lot of essentials that it should have had, like Camila Rosario, Nina's mother, was completely cut from the film. Huge disappointment. And Abuela mentions that she died, which really disappointed me. So instead, we have a character named Kuka, a new character, pretty much came out of nowhere. I also was very disappointed by the duet between Benny and Nina, where they speak Spanish in the musical, and by the end, and we don't really know much about the outcome of their relationship. Benny and Nina's shippers are ringing right now. We don't know much about the characters of Abuela and Kevin Rosario, considering they cut hundreds of stories, which was another duet between Usnavi and Abuela, where she wins the lottery and they talk about what they should do with the money that they have with both them and Sonny. And Daniela does a pretty decent job, but she looked a little older than the actual character in the musical. And I miss the sass. I just miss the sass and the savviness and the wittiness that Andrea Burns brought to this character. Benny was African American, which was pretty interesting. He was pretty good too. Nina sounds much younger than the original musical character. She sounds like an R&B singer. The way the characters are portrayed is actually real. Like everything like that happens. You see the way they act, how they talk, how they behave, how Hispanic people live in their community, in their neighborhood is very authentic, and this stuff does happen in real life. The choreography is really hard to describe. You have people in the streets dancing for upbeat numbers. The 96,000 scene was really cool. It takes place in a pool. Everyone was doing synchronized swimming. The fact that the actor Sonny was even able to rap while swimming, that's some advanced actor shit right there. The blackout number was heavily different from the musical. The musical is where everyone was panicking while in the movie everyone was just chilling and having a good time at Abuela Claudia's house. And from that, we go straight to Paciencia Fe, an incredibly touching musical number, which she talks about the struggles in her life from immigrating to America. They put this at the time where Abuela Claudia dies, but what makes this different from the musical, they actually show her dying process. That is hardcore. They finish the song. They don't do that last hit that you hear in the Broadway version. It's just nothing. It's just silence. And it gives you a second to reflect on what just happened. She crosses over to the other side on the subway to a very bright open door. And that made my heart beat out of my chest. The way, and also the way everyone reacts to the situation quickly, everyone yelling, screaming, while the gurney is shown here, a memorial is planned for her, and there's just silence. Fucking gut punch. The slow number Alabanza had me burying my face in my hands, weeping within the first minute. I normally don't have that type of reaction to poignant pieces of art like this, but this took my heart, ripped it out, and shoved it into a shredder. Turned it into an onion and shoved it into my eyes. This is what happens to old people that you love. They can eventually get taken away from you before you're even ready. This hit home for me because considering Doreen Montalvo, the understudy for Abuela, passed away back in October last year. I lost a cousin to cancer in September 2019. She was my grandma's sister. This is the reason why it got pretty emotional. We then go to Carnaval de Barrio, in which that song, which personally does not feel right to me. Like, everyone's struggling with money, scorching weather, a recent loss, which was with Abuela, and that placement in the movie does not feel right to me. Like, while you're grieving the recent loss that was pretty close to you, would you want a crazy girl in your neighborhood throwing a dance party and making loud music? I don't think so. Carnaval de Barrio. Get the fuck out. Hey, I still like that song though. It's still a pretty good song, and it's just the placement could have been better. Also, I like to point out Daniela's hypocrisy. How can she tease Vanessa for liking Usnavi when she almost kissed Carla earlier in the musical number? The finale was pretty touching as well, but there was something that was missing in this one. Not only did I mention what happens to Nina and Benny, we don't know much about their relationship. They just leave us hanging there. The graffiti of Abuela was replaced by artwork of a beach, which happens to look like the same beach that they were telling the story, with just a quote of saying Paciencia Fe. Like, wouldn't you want to see your grandmother's face to keep all her memories alive after she dies, to hear her voice? But overall, the part where we discover Vanessa and Usnavi got married and had children together was a real plot twist. Oh, and that cheeky "You'll Be Back" instrumental playing on Kevin's phone was ironically pretty cute. In the Heights is worth watching if you're a fan of the original musical. Even if you don't care for it as much as you do with the original, you can't deny it's immaculate to see any actors acting and the dancing, especially Benny, Nina, Vanessa. They don't get as much recognition as the others. This is a formula for almost every single musical I watch. I watch it and immediately get obsessed with it. Even if you didn't watch the original, it's certainly going to have you moving your body to the Latin rhythms and appreciating their culture. As far as my rating goes for this movie, I'm going to give it a strong 4 out of 5. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, follow, or friend me on social media. That's all I will say, and I'll see you later. I'm Bobby J. Johnson. Thank you.